All right, sweet. All right, guys. It's good to see you, George. Vacation. Hope it was good.
hmm
Um, good to see
It was
you,
good,
Trent.
bro.
Good to see you, Byron,
Yo.
and good to see you, Syed. All right, guys. So the main topic of today's call is really, I think Byron experienced this the most today, and he asked me a few questions, and it was really about live situations and holding frame, right? Because we could role play as many times as we want inside of the community, but when you're actually in the trenches, that's when you actually experience, oh shit, what am I going to say here? Oh shit, what do I do here? Right. And Byron experienced that a couple times today, even though he booked 3 to 4 calls. Um, you know, and it's perfectly fine. It's newbie mistakes. It happens. So the number one thing I want to start with is holding frame in conversation, right? This happens in relationships, right? In any type of interaction when you're speaking, you always want to hold the frame, right? Now, what do I mean by holding frame, right? Holding frame is knowing why you're there and what outcome you're looking for, right? So typically, you as an appointment setter, your goal is to, and let me know if you guys can not hear me at any point, just in case my mic cuts out. So number one is your goal is to book an appointment with this person, right? Your goal is to ask questions that direct the conversation to where you want it to go, right? So what ended up happening with Byron when he showed me one of the conversations is um, someone or the people that he was speaking with kept asking questions, right? And he kept answering the questions, right? You don't want to fall into the trap of answering all their questions because now you're in their frame because they're the ones questioning you, right? And when you keep getting questioned, you're gonna fall into the trap of oh shit, oh shit, what am I supposed to say here, right? And what happened with Byron is I'll show you guys I'll show the chat conversation. It was through my account, so it's not, it's not too much of a privacy issue. Let me go here. I'm going to show you guys what the person was saying, and then based on like, I'll give you guys my examples of how I would have personally replied, in order to flip the situation a little bit. Let me start with this. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Sweet,
I can
sweet.
see it.
All right, sweet. So great start, shameless way to start a convo. That sounds interesting, right? Okay, sweet, man. So if you don't mind me asking, are you currently employed? Great question. Let me move my Zoom thing so I can go back and forth. Okay, there we go. Yes, and then sorry if I may ask, where are you from? Good, India. So yeah, I work as a Salesforce development. Okay, and then first of all, you guys are probably reading it. I'm probably reading faster than you, but I'm not gonna read out loud. Of course, the deal that I don't need to pay on that type of session. I think you're reading it. Okay. So he said right here, he says, so first thing is Byron, you rushed to book him on a call. I'd say a little bit too quick, right? You didn't really look for the pain point. It's good that he's interested in working, but you always want to you want to look for pain and then press on that pain before getting them on a call, right? So first of all, he goes, and of course the deal that I don't need to pay unless that's genuine, right? And then you said, so do you want to join a 15-minute call where I can personally walk you through the process, right? He said, sure, but can you tell me why, right? Why you're doing this, right? And then you said, it's to help you and others earn money. It's a good answer. But then he goes, what's your benefit, right? There's a chat. Okay, side is back. Okay, great. So he goes, what's your benefit, right? Basically, he's asking, what's my benefit or what's the business's benefit in helping him, right? And then you said it's to help you and others earn money. And then you said, well, I guess when you start earning and getting results, I get some money with that as well. So it's a win-win for both of us. I think the mistake that Byron ended up making was speaking from his perspective as an appointment setter instead of speaking from the perspective of the business that he's working for, right? So it's good to keep in mind that if you're working for a business, you're speaking from the perspective of the business, not your own perspective as an appointment setter, right? Because now you fall into the trap of, if you don't know too much about the business, you fall into the trap of saying the things that you shouldn't say, which leads the conversation in a different direction, right? Instead of leading it to it being a book call. So he goes, I mean, bro, you need so much trust to do this. How do you make sure that you get money? Obviously, I don't know why he's asking these, but basically contracts, right? Contracts guarantee you get money. If they don't want to pay you, you don't pay them, right? This isn't on you, Byron. I'm saying for this guy asking these types of questions, right? And then he goes,
Yeah.
did I ask something wrong? I'm guessing you left him on red, and then he got worried. Um, and then I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, you said I'm just not sure. I'm assuming you said you were answering how do you make sure that you get money, right? So this is where you're
Yeah.
speaking from your perspective a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but basically on the call, you will be on the call with someone from my team who knows a lot more about it. Okay. Good. So again, right here, right? It's good that you said from someone on my team. Again, remembering that you are speaking from the perspective of the business owner, right? So for me, currently I'm taking the calls, right? It's good that you said from my team. I'm currently taking the call. And in a different chat, I saw someone else, they were saying that, oh, so you're not the person in the pictures, right? So basically, that created a dilemma where they're like, whoa, who am I speaking with, right? So you want to avoid those, I'll say privacy breach, because a lot of people, let's say I'm speaking to you, but from another account, they're gonna see like, oh wait, are you actually who you say you are? Or are you just pretending? You want to avoid those trust barriers, and you want to keep it clear. That's why it's important to one, speak from the perspective of the business that you're working for, right? And then you said right here, and he said, and one more thing, do I need to invest some amount, right? It's good that you were upfront about the program cost. One thing to avoid with stating the price in the DMs, right? This is something I know I should have gone over with you guys. You never want to state the price in the DM unless they're hounding you for it, right? Where they're like, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price, right? So ways to avoid them asking these questions, like you don't want to avoid a question, you want to disregard the question, right? It's kind of like you say something, you kind of answer it, but then you're like brushing it off, right? You're just, oh yeah, and then you start talking about something else, right? So because the number one reason you don't want to state the program price, or maybe it's an agency, you don't want to state the service price in the um in the DMs is one, people are always afraid, right? Number two, even if they need your services, they will run away just because of the price. Even if they can afford it, even if they need your services, they will run away just because they see a price that they don't. They're like, that's a little too much, right? But not realizing that it's not about the price, it's about the value of the service or the value of the program, right? That's the purpose of getting somebody on a sales call. When your job as a setter is to get them ready for that sales call, to where they're like this is why it's important to press on that pain, right? A salesman's job is to help the person make the best decision for them, right? You're not forcing them to sign the money to pay you. The salesman his job is to influence the person into making the decision that they feel is right for them, right? Whether it's joining the program or not joining, paying for your services or not paying for your services, right? And so the better of a job you do in the appointment setting process, like pressing on the pain and pulling out that pain, the more likely they are going to be to say, man, you're right. I need this. I need this service. I need this program. But if you state the price without pulling out any pain, they're going to be like, oh, well, I don't really need this. It's this much, right? And a lot of times, even if they don't have the money, maybe you've been in this situation. You might not have the money for something, but you figure out how to get the money, right? I've been in this situation plenty of times, right? Where it's like, I really wanted to pay for something, really wanted to join a program, really wanted to, whether it's something. And I'm going to go look for ways to make the money. You'll ask friends, you'll ask family, you'll probably get an extra job. You'll do whatever it takes to pay because you really want that thing, right? Because that thing is the solution to the current pain that you feel for, whether it's you want new clothes, you want a PlayStation 5, you want some sort of service, whatever it is, you figure out how to get the money because in your mind, at that moment, this thing is so valuable to you that you will do whatever it takes to get that thing. Is there any questions so far on what I'm speaking about?
No, that makes sense.
Sweet.
Yeah,
awesome.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Sweet. And then let's see. Let me find my train of thought again. I went on a tangent. So you said basically the cost is 2,500. So a good example for this, right? When someone asks you the price in the DMs, you're like, yeah, man. So one answer you give a range, right? So typically the price can be between 500 to $10,000 US, and it all depends on your current situation and what you like. You'll say like, give me 1 second. All right. Let's say I'm in the conversation, right? George asked me, so how much does the program cost? I would say something like, so yeah, man, we don't have a specific price. Typically, the price ranges between $500 to $10,000. It all depends on your current situation and what you're able to do when it comes to actually signing up. We don't sign up anyone for the program. We sign up the people that we think we can actually help. So if we think we can help you, then we'll extend you an offer. If not, you don't have to worry about paying anything. So now, when you answered them, but you didn't give them a direct price, right? And I think someone's in the waiting room. Give me 1 second.
I think your audio keeps bugging out a little.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just robotic.
Gotcha. Is it the same for everyone else? Like, can you hear me clearly right now?
Yes.
I can hear you clearly now, but like sometimes it goes a bit like odds. I don't know
Okay,
how
okay.
to say.
Let me know when it cuts out. All right. When it cuts
Yeah.
out, like just say that. All right. And that way I'll just stop and then I'll go back. I'll go back on over what I say. Let me go right back into the give me 1 quick second. Okay. Okay. Share screen. Let me know if you guys can see.
Yeah, I can see.
I think it's quitting on me. Let me know if it's quitting on me. Because I just got a warning saying Zoom crashed. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, so this is one way to avoid them asking about the price too early is getting more information about them, right? So you see how right here you were asking where he was from. Okay, he's from India. He was also asking, you also asked about what he did for work. Cool. Another good question is how long have you been working there, right? How long have you been in your current position, right? What's your position at the job? Is it like, anything that would give you a good idea of, okay, this person has some decent amount of money and they can potentially sign up for the program, right? The goal is to get them on the call with a pain because they're looking to solve the pain, right? They're looking for some solution to that pain, right? So back to here, right? I gave you that example of, oh, cool, yeah, man, it's between 500 to 10,000. We give you a price based on your current situation, and if we actually think we can help you. If not, then there's no reason. To, is it good?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so now he tells you, man, that is 20K in Indian money. How will I be paying, bro? Monthly? See the thing? See right there? That shows you right there that he's looking to sign up because he already said, how will I be paying you? Monthly, right? So he's already telling me right here that, damn, it's a lot of money, but he's still willing to pay and join, right? So it's good that you said this, but you wouldn't want to say something like this, right? You would want to ask something along the lines of, oh, is that a lot of money for you? And then you start to dive into that pain of why it's a lot of money for them, right? Have they ever never made that type of money before? Or you can really flip it around and be like, oh, well, dude, the purpose of having you in the program is so that this amount of money isn't a lot of money to you anymore, right? If they're worried about paying 2,500 because it's a lot of money to them, then you're like, dude, well, the goal of the program is to make sure that the 2,500 is no longer a lot of money to you, right? But let's continue, right? Or when you join the program and start earning money, you can start getting paid. And what happens if I'm not able to earn that much amount? You said nothing will happen, but it's unlikely you won't earn that much. And then you said, but I would ask these types of questions on the call, right? So this is where you start to show that you're someone else and not the business owner or me in the account, right? So basically right here, you'd say like, yeah, man, I can give you you wouldn't say, but I would ask these questions on the call. It would be better to say something along the lines of, yeah, man, I see you've got a lot of questions. I can answer these questions for you more in depth on the call. Or if it was, let's say, a team member, you'd say, yeah, man, I totally get that. We'd like to go in depth on these types of questions on the call. That way you can just ask any and all questions that pops up for you, right? But this is one of those specific scenarios where someone will ask a lot of questions, right? The main reason he's asking a lot of questions is because at the start of the conversation, you didn't do enough digging. So now, after you've already played your card, now he's asking you all these questions, right? Does that make sense? Sweet, sweet. And then you said again, so is it okay if I send you a booking link? He goes, wait a minute, you would be asking? So are you two a newbie? Sorry if that sounds rude. So now he sees that, oh man, okay, you're not the person, which is okay. You can still save it. Like these things can happen. It's how you save yourself after these things happen, right? So he said, oh, wait, are you a newbie? I want to say I'm a newbie. And then so basically, and then he said, will I be doing the same? Yeah, basically it's called appointment setting. See how right now you're telling him that it's called appointment setting, right? So if you stated what it was earlier on in that conversation, like you want him to ask about the opportunity, not ask about you or about, like they will inevitably ask about the price or you, but the goal is for them to wonder more about the opportunity before they worry about the price, right? Because the more you get them interested in becoming an appointment setter, in appointment setting, in just genuinely the program, then they won't be thinking too much about the price. They're thinking more about, man, this is an opportunity that can help me improve my current situation, an opportunity that can help me change my life, right? So stating that what the opportunity is prior to getting here is a lot different. It's a lot more different, right? But you still stated it here. It's not too much of an issue because he's still speaking with you, right? As long as they're still talking to you, you can still flip the conversation. So always keep that in mind, right? That's why it's key to hold frame, because when you're the one asking the questions, they're the ones giving you answers. But when they're asking you questions and you're forced to give them answers, you kind of have to like flip it, like do a hard flip so that you regain control of the conversation, right? So let's continue. Okay, bro, so are you interested? No, bro, been done something like this earlier and it didn't work out, sorry. So right here, he's saying he did something like this, right? I don't think he did something like this in my personal opinion, because one, he was interested earlier in the conversation, right? A lot of times people have a hard time saying no, which is perfectly fine. They'll give you something like, no, I've done something like this, or a friend did this before and they got scammed, or this was a scam, or this sounds like a scam. You'll get all these types of answers because people are afraid to just say, no, I'm not interested, right? If he said no, if he didn't, earlier on, he was interested. Right now, he could have said, no, man, I'm not interested, right? So he says, sorry. Right now, you said, trust me, I know you might be skeptical about it, but I've joined this program and it's been great. And then he goes, nah, I'm not much interested in this. Actually, I thought it was kind of investing or doing some projects kind of stuff, which is perfectly cool, right? That's what he thought it was. But at the end of the day, he was still interested, right? And for him to say it's some kind of projects or investing is kind of weird, because some people, it's like when someone tells you investing, they'll tell you, oh, I'm not interested in investing, I'd rather do something else. Or for him, he flipped it on you and he says he's more interested in investing in projects, right? Basically, he doesn't want to do the work, he wants someone else to do the work for him, right? And he says, cool, bro, don't worry, I hope you have a good day. I think that's the end of the conversation. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, man. I'd say the main lesson, especially for this session, is one, hold frame in the conversation. No matter what conversation you have in real life, over the phone, over text, over email, you want to have the frame of control in the conversation. That is the only way you can get it to where you want. Even if they have control, there's a chance that it will still go your way, but it's a much better chance of it going your way when you're holding the frame of the conversation. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes.
Sweet, sweet. Any questions around that?
I don't have a question around this, but I do have a question.
Okay, what's up?
So it's still saying what's it? It's still saying like when I message it, it says failing to send or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, you ran into that problem earlier, right? So
Yeah.
when you run into problems of it stopping how many DMs you can send, Earl ran into this a lot at the start, especially now it still happens for her where she runs it stops her from sending too many messages. Sometimes it'll take a whole day for it to reset, right? The main thing you want to try to do to avoid getting your account flagged is number one, sending around 10 per hour, right? 10 outreach messages per hour. And even if you're sending 10 per hour, you don't want to just do back to back, right? You want to just take the time, act like a human, like, because when you're copy pasting, you move a lot faster, right? But let's say you're doing this while you're watching TV or something, right? Okay, you send it, you eat, you send again, you eat, you send another one for that entire hour, right? That way, it's not like you're just spamming people, but it slows it down and Instagram doesn't flag you as a robot, right? Even if you're a normal person and you're just able to do this really fast, Instagram they have certain metrics that classify you as a robot or someone using some type of, robot to do anything on their platform, which they don't like unless you're paying them to be allowed to do those things, right? Does that make sense, Byron?
Yeah, it makes sense. So should I try this tomorrow? So should I try again tomorrow?
Yeah, try again tomorrow. This is why it's really important to have more than one account to leverage, right? Because when you have more than one account, you can alternate between accounts for every hour, right? Let's say you did 20 on this one, cool. Next hour, I'm doing 20 on this account. Next hour, I'll go back to this account. Now, because you're alternating like that, it keeps it, it's like you're not just sending it back to back to back to back to back. You're alternating between accounts, and therefore, Instagram won't stop you from doing your work. You'll just be able to focus on, okay, let me send my messages. All right, let me reply to these ones. They can definitely flag both accounts. The goal is not to do it too fast. It's really all about how fast you're doing it. And if you're copying and pasting the same exact message over and over and over. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sweet. Any other questions, guys?
I'm thinking of one, but I completely forgot what I was about to say. But if it goes back to mine, I'll let you know.
All right, sweet. Byron?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Sweet. Any follow-up questions?
No, I don't think so. I'll think about I'll try and create another account some point this week.
All right. Yeah,
Try
man.
and
Like
get some pictures in as well.
Sweet. Yeah, man. Like the more real your account seems, the higher chance of people like you want your account to not just be seen as like, let's say an agency, right? If you own an agency, you still want to show your face. If you own a bakery, you still want to show your face, right? Because people would much rather speak to a person than speak to a business or someone managing a business account, right? Because when they feel like they're speaking to a real person, they will trust you more, they will listen to you more. So let's say the difference between let's say Trent is working from an agency account with no profile picture, and the profile picture is the picture of his brand, right? And let's say George is using his own face as his profile. They can both speak to the exact same person with the exact same services, the exact same everything. The person will reply to George faster than they will reply to Trent because they can see George's face and they can see the type of person they are versus, let's say, Trent's account only has, like, let's say, infographics, nothing about his life, nothing about, him eating, literally anything, right? It's only robotic pictures about his brand and his content and that stuff. Versus George, he's still posting content, but he's also, let's say he's going on a hiking trip. He has a picture of himself hiking. He has a picture of himself eating. Whatever is happening in the picture that makes him look like a real person, your account will be trusted more because that person's like, oh, this is just a regular person just like me, and I'm just speaking to another person. That's why it's also important in conversation to avoid sending long paragraphs, right? Because it makes it seem like, oh, you're just copying and pasting stuff from somewhere. You're not genuinely speaking with me, right? Even if you're not doing that, it gives those types of I'll say, it makes people assume that that's what you're doing because you're sending them big blocky paragraphs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Sweet. So as you set up your accounts, as you let your accounts warm up, especially the other reason you got flagged, Byron, is because one, your account was created like 2 days ago and you're already sending a ton of messages, right? So it's key that when you make a new account, you let the account warm up, right? It's just like sending cold emails or sending emails. You want to let that account warm up so that it doesn't flag you as a spam bot or something like that, right? And the warm-up period for a brand new Instagram or brand new Facebook account is typically 7 to 10 days, sending 10 to 20 messages per day, right? When you're doing that per day, there's a less chance for the account to get flagged. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I should make another account and then do 10 to 20 on both of them per day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
Gotcha.
like me, when I was appointment setting, like I'll say a year ago, it was like he had so many accounts and so many appointment setters just so that the accounts didn't get flagged as much, but it was also, you're still able to, let's say you're trying to do 100, 200 a day, you're still able to hit those numbers because you have so many different accounts, right? The difference between having 2 accounts and it's using your face is you want to be real careful about, one, the name of the accounts, and 2, what's happening inside of the accounts, right? Now, let's say you have 2 Byron accounts and you're posting the exact same pictures and everything is the same. There's not an issue with that. The issue comes, it'll bite you long term. Because let's say me right now, if I have 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts with the name Duno, but neither one of my accounts is let's say strong enough, right? Let's say every account has the same amount of followers. That's gonna stop my account from actually having actual equity. Because if someone searches up my name and they see 10 different accounts and they all have the same follower, they're not gonna know, which one's the real you, right? Which one is a fake, which one's a bot, right? So it's key to have different accounts, but have different names and have different, I'll say profiles, right? Let's say you're using your brother's name, right? You could do something like that, even though and in the picture, it could be both of you, right? It's things like that will differentiate the account from, let's say someone searches up, let's say Duno, they see like multiple accounts with the name Duno, but one account has the most followers, right? Or one account actually shows my lifestyle while the other account is just showing random stuff, right? Or what's in my bio is actually stating what I do, because there are people that will make replica accounts of your account, especially as you become famous or as you become more branded or more reputable. They will make bot accounts they'll scam other people using your name, right? It happens a lot of times where someone a celebrity reached out to me and they stole my money, but it wasn't really the celebrity. It was someone who created a fake account and they were just using that celebrity's name and face on that account, right? So when you're using multiple accounts, it's good to, let's say for me, if I was going to use 2 to 3 accounts, I would say Duno Clenor, right? My first name or my first and last name. The second account, I'd probably do Duno Clenor Insights, right? Something like that would say this account is just going to post my best content. And then I'd probably do Duno Clenor Reels, right? That's probably it now, is saying, okay, I'm posting only Reels on this account. And then if I'm going to make a 4th one, I'll do the same thing, but I'll probably write YouTube on the end of it. This one is going to only show this. I'll say it's only showcasing YouTube, But the difference is it stands out from all the other accounts and I can still use them under my name in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sweet, sweet. Any other questions, guys? What's up, Dylan? I know you're at work right now.
So, my man, how you doing?
Good, good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, guys. Any other questions? And Dylan, you don't have to worry. This session will be recorded, and then I'll post it inside of the call recordings channel.
So yeah, I'll probably watch it tonight because I'm going to Brooklyn tonight.
All right, sweet, sweet.
So I'll probably throw it on and drive.
Sweet, sweet. Awesome, awesome.
All right, Duno, today I have created the 2 Instagram account.
Okay.
Do you want me to show that here?
Yes, you can send them to me inside of the Discord. That way, I mean, I can review them right now if you want. Send me screenshots of the account, and then I'll do a live review. That way, we can give everyone example. Also, I'll show everyone Byron's as well.
Sure.
Awesome, awesome. Because Byron's is more up to date. So I'm gonna show everyone right now. I'll show mine, my personal account. I'll show Byron's personal account, and then I'll show you guys really the main difference when it comes to having a decent looking profile and having a sophisticated profile, but you're still seen as a real person. And then, yeah. Let me know when you sent the pictures, Syed.
Yes, I have sent.
Okay. All right, I just got it. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna share my screen. All right, sweet. Syed, that's really good. I think you got that from Byron's page, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, awesome, awesome, perfect. So this, I don't even have to give you guys like a ton of demonstrations. So basically, right? Let me know, you guys can see?
Yeah, I can see.
All right, sweet. So typically, right, on an account, you're gonna want to have, oh, hang on. It says Zoom quit on me. Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why Zoom's been doing that lately, but all right.
So this is my second account.
Okay, yeah, no worries. You guys can see?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Sweet. So basically, I need this thing to go away. Okay. Basically, you see his name. You want to have your name, right? First name, last name, up to you. You want to have a decent, good profile picture, right? Whether it can be as high quality as you want. You just want your face to be showing, or something that makes you look like a normal person. If you're hiking in the picture, if you're doing anything, right, that makes it not, as long as it doesn't look like it's some fake picture, right? And then his title, right? He has a title, growth specialist, right? At Prime Centers, right? Now, let's say it's your own personal profile, right? I'll show you guys mine. I'll show mine after, but basically growth specialist. For me, I wouldn't have my title because I would just say exactly what I do, right? So growth specialist, right? That's his title. At Prime Centers, that's the company he works for, which is fine, right? If you're another person, you can have literally anything in your bio. As long as you have something in your bio that makes you look like a normal person, perfectly fine, right? Then he says, earn 5 to 10K a month, which is my tagline of for this program, right? So he has that tagline. And then he has DM me this, which is the call to action, right? So when you're leveraging a business account, you always want to have a call to action, because that call to action will give the person a reason to send you a message, because now it will intrigue them. The next thing that you want to have, you want to have a couple of posts on your profile. This can be posts about, you can take a picture of food, as long as it looks clean, it looks normal. You can take a picture of yourself. You can have someone else take a picture of you while you're walking, like anything that makes you look like a normal person. And then what I'm doing, and which, let's say you're working for someone else, you want them to provide you with information that you can post in your post, right? So let's say you have a picture about yourself, right? Like for me, I'm providing my setters, my growth specialists, I'm providing them with captions for the post, right? So they can post any picture, but they will leverage, they can and should leverage the captions that I'm providing, because now it will make their account more informative, more informative, right? It'll have more information that someone looking at their profile they'll swipe through the pictures, right? And they'll read the post. They're like, oh, this sounds interesting. Right now, they're more likely to reply to you because you seem like a real person, right? And so is there any questions around that before I show you guys my account?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Basically, I was thinking of posting reels onto it, but like
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of reels I should post.
Gotcha. And that's a good question. Now, let me show you guys a perfect example of what you can leverage based on your question, Byron. Let me go full screen here. Let me share. Now, do you mean reels about yourself talking or like different types of reels?
I just mean like reels in general.
Yeah, you can have any types of posts. Like for me, here's a perfect example, right? This is me like way back in high school, right? This is me playing sports, right? During high school. This is me at prom. This is just me. And this is like multiple pictures. This is me, multiple pictures at events. And then this is me speaking on a stage, right? And then this is a recent post. But if you go to my reel section, I have like so many posts that they can't say I'm a fake person, right? Because there's just so much on the account, right? Now,
yeah,
going back to the posts, right? I'm going to start to populate this with a lot more posts because I'm starting the post again. But my title, I don't have a title, but I have what I help people do, right? And then I have my timeline, and then I have my call to action. And then right here, I also have another call to action, basically sending people to my YouTube channel. I don't have a profile picture, yet I'm still getting people to reply to the outreach that's being done on my account. Why? Because it looks like a real account. I just don't have a profile picture, right? So there's different things that verifies your account as real, as long as it looks real enough, right? And now, in terms of reels, right? So I like to post videos, but moving forward, I'm gonna be posting different types of reels, right? I may like there's types of reels that it can just be something motivational that's on your account. Like you can literally download videos from other people's profiles and just post them on yours, as long as it's like, you know, the content that anyone can post that it doesn't really have a name to it. Like it can be literally anything, like some famous person giving a speech on motivation, right? If you can download these types of videos and post them on your account, it'll make your account seem more real. The goal is to have a real looking account that sets you apart from a bot, right?
Yeah.
I plan on making a personal profile tonight when I get home. Trent, you can definitely do that tonight, right? You don't have to wait till we have our one-on-one tomorrow. You can do it tonight, set it up tonight, and then tomorrow we'll professionalize it, make it, you know, we'll improve on however we need to improve it based on what you did tonight. So let me do a quick search on like a really great account that you guys can model.
Quick question.
Yep.
Can't you get paid over the reels on Instagram too?
I think so.
Get no traction?
Get paid from the views?
Yeah,
you can. They have a monetization thing that, you know, if you're posting and you're getting like tons of views, you can definitely, they will pay you. I know the limit is if you cross 1 million followers, they won't pay you. So they only pay people that are under 1 million. I don't know how many followers you need to have in order to start getting paid. And then it's like a real certification program or something like that, they call it. But yeah, it is based on the amount of views that you get. And then I think it's also based on how many followers you have and how many people are actually engaging on your account.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no problem. So this right here, great account, great entrepreneur, great person to like literally follow and just pay attention to. Dude, literally, look, Alex Ramosi, public figure, founder of acquisition.com, author of $100 million offers, right? He doesn't have to say much. Now, on the other hand, he's a famous person, you know, over 600K followers. But when you look at his account, it's nothing crazy, right? And these are the types of reels that you guys can post, right? This right here, it's literally a less than 1 second video, but nothing is happening. So the video is for less than 1 second and it's just text, right? but it's a reel, right? It gets tons of views because it's like a looping 1-second video, right? And the more it loops, the more that video will get pushed, but it's not really a video, it's just a text. But you know, he put it up there for less than 1 second. But as you look at his profile, he's posting valuable content that people pay attention to, but he's also posting random shit. You know, like he's posting shit that makes him look like a normal person, like a real person, right? As I scroll through his account, what do you see? It's a mix up of stuff. It's not the same thing over and over. And it's just, if you go on the account, you're gonna get value, but you're also you're also gonna laugh. You're also gonna see it's a normal person, right? Does that make sense to everyone? Is there any questions on his account of something you saw?
No.
All right, sweet. So yeah, there's tons of do you guys think it would be helpful to give you like a list of accounts to just check out?
Yeah.
So if we download their videos, wouldn't they get like copyright or something?
So the types of videos I'm talking about, let me give you a great example.
Yo,
So this
I
account
actually
right
follow
here,
that guy.
sweet, dude. I knew this guy when he was like a normal person. Now his account is just like so huge, and he doesn't manage it, but he's still milking money from this account, right? So this account right here, none of the content is their content. It's other people's content, and other people also pay them to post that content, right? So let me give you a great example of what I mean by videos you can download and just post on your profile, right? A really, really good example. Like, look right here. Nah, that's too much World Cup stuff. A good video. Let's see.
Duno,
Yeah.
does posting on stories also help make your account
Yep.
like real?
Yep.
Yeah.
And every type of post that you can post on the platform will help your account seem more real. And I'll give you guys some examples of posts you can post that will sell, that will help you get replies, right? So right here, this is a good pick. So this would be a good video. So this father couldn't, like, it's literally not their video. It's someone else's video, but he put his own at wealth, and he has his own headline for it, right? But he doesn't own, this account doesn't own this video, but this is just an example, right? So let me scroll all the way to the top. Reels, like right here, it's just random posts, right? But they just post it, right? And it's quote unquote motivational, right? That's the purpose of the account, to be a motivational account, but it's just random stuff. But you'll see a lot of these people are people paying this account just for them to post their stuff, right? So anything that's motivational or anything like these, literally, it's just stuff that makes the account more credible, right? You don't need to have this on your account, but it helps make your account more credible. And if you gain followers from posting this kind of stuff, it's great. You know, why not? Right? But yeah, so George, in terms of stories, let me give you a great example. So Wealth posts, the type of stories they post is like big news, right? Like trending, yada, 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 whatever about TikTok. Oh, that's the only post. Let me give you a good example of a person who they constantly use their story to sell, right? This is Bastion. So Bastion, literally, he posts about his business most of the time. He's hiring right now. It's in a different language, but he's hiring, and then he lists it, right? Right here is another thing, you know, as we're entering the lab, like literally anything you want to post on your story, but he uses his stories to sell, right? So look at this, right? He gets your attention, he gets you interested, and then he sells you a little bit, right? He's helping you, he's showing results of his program, of his coaching program. And then he says, DM me 10K if you want results like these, right? So now people will DM him. Now, mind you, this dude is making $1 million a month, right? But he's still doing, like, I'm pretty sure he's not managing his account anymore, doing $1 million a month. Someone else is doing it, right? But that person working from this account is doing all these things that I'm basically teaching you right now, right? So literally, and look at the types of posts he has on this account. It's him, although he's not managing the account, but it's him, right? Him and his family, him and his girlfriend, him and his dog, whatever, right? Him giving his parents $100,000 check. Mind you, he started as an appointment setter, right? And now in 2 years, or 2-3 years, he's at $1 million a month, right? So that's when I was telling you guys about the trajectory of starting with this specific skill. Like, you can start with any other high income skill, but appointment setting gives you such a foundation on the understanding of business and the understanding of getting clients that you can do it at any scale you want. If you start small, you start booking 1 call. Now you're booking 10 calls. Now you're booking 20 calls a month. Now you're booking 30 calls a month. So you're doing that more and more. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's like a gateway drug.
Exactly.
It's like it gets you to places that it's like the foundation to get you to more places. That what you're trying to say?
Exactly. Great analogy. Because dude, like this dude, and he says it all the time, right? He always talks about how even though he's making X, Y, and Z amount of money, he started as an appointment setter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can follow him, you can get inspiration from him, whatever, like if it inspires you. But literally, he always talks about it. He used to work at a supermarket getting like really, really bad pay from the country that he was in. And then he invested into a coaching program that helped him start appointment setting. Then he was making 10K a month, and then he just kept on growing. Then he started his own business, and then he just kept on growing. Like, when you understand money, it becomes a game for you, right? It's not about, like, you reach every successful person that I've ever like spoken to or asked. It's like at some point, it's not about the money. It becomes a game of how much farther can I go? How much more can I earn while taking care of my loved ones, right? Because whatever goals you have around money, whatever you want to do with it, understand that money is a tool that will get you to places you want to be, and that will help you get the things that you want to get, right? That's really all it is at the end of the day, in my opinion. In the future, my personal opinion might change, but keep that in mind. Is there any other questions, guys?
No,
Not from me.
Sweet. So I'll create a list for you guys. I might even create a specific channel and just list a bunch of accounts that are really good models, accounts that can give you sources of literally anything, right? Accounts that you can get posts from. And there's a site I like to use. I'll type it, where it's like an Instagram content downloader, right? You just share, like you just get the link from the post, you paste it on the site, and you can just download the video, or you download the picture, whatever it is. If you don't want to screenshot the picture, you can even get content from TikTok. You can get content from YouTube Shorts, or you can get content from YouTube, right? Literally, making the account more credible is all about, number one, does it look like it's a real person? That's all it comes down to, right? And then if you're pitching with that account and messaging people in the DMs, is it clear that you're an account trying to sell them something, an account that's trying to give them something, right? And that typically comes with, what's the headline on your account? What's the information on your bio? What type of content are you posting? Does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sweet. Awesome, guys. Is there any other questions?
So could you have like an account with just photos of you doing stuff, photos just of you, and then you could just post motivational stuff on your story? Could that make your account realistic?
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude,
Yeah.
even if you have like 9 posts and you never post again, and you're only using the account to reach out, that's perfectly fine, right? And if your story is just like, I've seen profiles like that where the only thing that's active is their stories, because they post really, really good stories, and people they get lots of engagement on just the stories, right? So there's lots of ways that the account is realistic, right? As long as when you reach out, or when they look at your profile, always try to look at it from the perspective of someone else. If someone is looking at my account, what are they gonna think, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Sweet. Any other questions?
Is it all right if you could look at an account real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so
Type
I'll
the
tell you what it's called.
Yeah, put the username in the chat, and then I'll just copy it.
So that's what I was thinking in like posting reels and stuff,
Let me
like
see.
motivational stuff. You know.
Let me see. Search. Yeah, dude. I'll share the screen so everybody else can see. So these pages, what's funny is I used to sell these types of pages back in the day. They're called theme pages, right? The theme of the page is like luxury, lifestyle, the theme of this page, right? Another page could be like the theme of the page is just motivational content, right? Kind of like wealth. But yeah, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Well,
All right. Damn, man. All right, let me share one more time. Sweet. So yeah, like you can have this stuff on your account. I'd still recommend having a picture of your face, right?
Yeah.
But even if you post only 10 things on the account, if you genuinely want to grow the account, that's perfectly fine as well. But yeah,
to be fair,
yep,
that account there, that doesn't look authentic because of the fact it don't have like a face to it. Because it just, I don't know, just naturally my instinct is I couldn't trust this sort of person, you know what I mean?
true. Now that's if they're reaching out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Difference between an account like that is if they're reaching out to someone and someone looks at the account, they would assume that account is trying to sell them like advertising space, which is like you can post your stuff on my account to get followers, to get likes, right? It's kind of like if you want shout outs, you would use accounts like those that have 100,000 followers, 1 million followers with no face. You would go to those accounts, you would pay them, and they would promo your stuff on their pages, right? That's typically the reasons people grow those types of accounts. Now, when you, in terms of appointment setting, you can have a similar account, but you have your face. So let me show you a good example of someone who posts that exact stuff. They're huge, but their face is the account, right? Let me see. Okay, it's not showing me, but I'll show you an example of someone else that relates to them. You guys, I'm pretty sure all of you know Gary Vee, right?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. So basically, his face, he has a lot of content, right? But there's another guy just like him, where is his face, a few things about himself, but the main things are just random posts, kind of like wealth. The wealth account, they have a bunch of random stuff. The difference is they just have their face on the profile, right? The difference is whenever people see the face, they're like, oh, it's this person, right? The difference between growing a personal brand page versus a generic brand page is people see something, they think about you. When it's generic, they don't think about you. They just think about the generic thing that they're seeing right there, right? That's the difference between, like, if you look at Gary Vee, it's Gary Vee because you know it's Gary Vee. You see his face anywhere, oh shit, it's Gary Vee, right? Grant Cardone, The Rock, Kevin Hart. You know these people because they have such powerful personal brands. When you go on their accounts, you know it's them. You see them on someone else's, you're like, oh, it's The Rock. Oh, it's Kevin Hart. Oh, it's Messi. Oh, it's Ronaldo. Because their personal brand is so strong that they can genuinely do whatever they want. People will pay them for their name alone, right? That's the difference between growing your personal name right now. Like, who is George? Who is Byron? Who is Trent? Who is Earl? Who is Syed? The purpose of growing your account, your name, your reputation is so that in the future, whoever you want to do business with, they want to do business with you because they likely know who you are, or they can look you up and they see, oh, this is Syed, this is Byron, this is George, right? And it's sometimes some people think it's about the amount of followers you have, but it's not really about the amount of followers. It's how credible is your name. right?
Pre-selection.
Exactly.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
Right.
a good example of having a really strong personal brand. Bastion, the guy I showed you that started as an appointment setter, made 6K his first month, made 10K the next month, and just kept going. And now he's doing $1 million a month. He's not just appointment setting anymore, obviously, but he's gone so far because of his name, right? If he didn't have his name, he probably would still reach that point, but it would be much harder because he didn't have his name, Bastion, right? When your name gets to a certain point, people just want to do business with you because it's you, because someone else is, oh, dude, you got to do business with Bastion. This dude helped me do X, Y, and Z. Now,
Reputation.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
really what a personal brand is. Reputation. It's your reputation. Does that make sense? So Byron, although it's good to post random posts, and motivational or inspiring or luxury, you still want to have a few posts about yourself. You still want to have a few posts of, like if you have the pictures and they have like a really good caption, like the captions I'm sharing with you guys, that's credible as well. So you can mix with you and random, you random, right? As long as it shows your personality, that's perfectly fine, right? Does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll have a look at doing some stuff tonight. I'll see what I can do because obviously I can't do anything with my account. So I'll just try it. I'll just try and get some reels up and see.
No worries. No worries. And guys, inside of the Discord, you'll see message reviews. I'm gonna create a new channel right now, and I'm just call it profile review. So literally, just send your screenshots in that channel of your accounts, and then I'll just give you a review. Profile review. All right, perfect. Channel is created. Profile review is right under message reviews inside of the Prime Setters community. And then I'll create one more and just call it. I won't call it profile examples. I'll add profile examples probably on top of. I'll put it right here. Then let me hit enter and I'll pin this right here. All right, sweet. Now you guys can post stuff in the profile review channel. I'll add links to those numbers, and then that way, whenever I add stuff in the future, it'll just be there and everybody can see it. Sweet. Is there any other questions, guys?
Not from me, no.
Sweet. Sweet. George, Syed, Trent.
No, any other questions?
Awesome.
When everyone's gone, I'll ask you about Robbie and that.
Okay, sweet. Trent, anything?
Yo, I just have a quick question by any chance. Do you think we could reschedule the 2 p.m. call to what's it called? To after the call tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do that. Reschedule it using the you mean after this type of coaching call tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Just text
Okay,
it to
cool.
me.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'll make sure to send you a text and a reminder, and we'll go from there.
All right, sweet. All right, guys. That's it for today's call. Have a good one.
Sweet.
See you tomorrow. Send your profile reviews. That way I can give you a review. And then feel free to ask any questions inside of the community chat. I'll reply literally as fast as I can. So sweet. All right, guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. I know you're all from different locations.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you, Duno.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay.
Is it all right if I send you over like a reel? I'll save it as a draft, and then I was like, send you
Yeah.
a video,
Sweet.
so then you can have a
Go
look
ahead.
at it.
And I'll send you guys the site that you can use to download any content.
Sweet. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, bet. Have a good one.
See you, Byron. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking to Robbie. I just haven't got the booking. I think it sort of keeps cancelling on me.
What keeps canceling?
Robbie. So I know I was on holiday, but I was still willing to get an appointment, even though the internet's terrible.
An appointment
But
with Robbie or with?
Robbie.
Did he send you a link?
Yeah, he sent me a link. I booked it, cancelled. He said we'll loop back round, and then I booked one today.
Mhm.
And then he told me he's in the mountains. Did he say anything about being in the mountains to you? Or
Yeah, he told me he was in Hawaii like 2 days ago.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
same here.
don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just message him again, and see what
Yeah.
he says, and then
Yeah.
typically, if he's in Hawaii, he probably has bad reception, or he's probably
Yeah, that just makes sense. I just don't want him to, ghost me and just
no,
not get
yeah, I
any
get
sort
it.
of work done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, dude. There's not much else really. Just I'm guessing he's waiting to start with you. He's waiting to start with Anwar. And I know you're
Oh,
waiting to start as well. So I mean, Anwar, I
yeah.
don't know
I
if
haven't.
you start, but yeah.
Yeah, where was Anwar today? Did he say anything?
Yeah, bro, he's just been ghost. Like we talk, but he's been ghost. Oh,
Mhm.
but I forgot to stop the recording.